Waking up in truth is so much better than living in a lie. I love working. I'm a workaholic, and I'm really privileged for some of the jobs I get offered. And so, I just want to keep going. My definition of badass is that I'm a force of nature in true spirit. I'm self-admitting that. And it sounds vain to say that, but I am. I'm an ambitious person. I never consider myself in competition with anyone. And I'm not saying that from an arrogant standpoint. It's just that my journey started so long ago. And I'm still on it. And I won't stand still. My father always told me that a fool at 40 is a fool for life. I wasn't bad at school, but I was never a bookworm. There's the argument that you can relate to someone who's completely unrelatable, in the way that a director shows you his imagination on a film. Then I get to show you my imagination in a big, dumb character. I come from an era, in my world, where you just had to define yourself as who you are and what you do. I happen to be an actor. I happen to be someone that loves to act, that also likes music, that also likes to speak, and that also has an opinion. The only thing I change mainly is my sneakers. I love sneakers, but everything sort of black or jeans. Jeans always. I love bikes. I used to own one, but I fell off of it when I was younger, and that was the end of my bike riding days until now. I'm never shaken or stirred. I'm rebelling against being handed a career. Like, you're the next this, you're the next that. I'm not the next anything. I'm the first me. I can't be myself. I can't just be Idris Elba. But that's just the nature of the business. If I was gonna go to jail, I don't want to go to jail for stealing a bottle of water. I'll steal that 20 million. At least then, it was worth it. When I look at my body of work, I've played a lot of characters who are morally conflicted. I'm right. No, I'm wrong. I don't know what to do. I want to play more characters who don't care as much and who aren't as measured. They are what they are. No apologies. The long and short of it is that I am now in a position in England to greenlight movies. And that's really excellent. Not high budget movies, but movies nonetheless. I think The Wire really is relatable. It reflects an ongoing issue across America about inaccuracies in major cities between rich and the poor, and some of the things that go on behind the red tape of council and government bodies. These young guys are playing checkers. I'm out there playing chess. I want to see if I can. I don't know if I can. I want to find out. I want to see. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to break it down to its smallest form, smallest detail, and go after it, day by day, one day at a time. I create my own path. It was straight and narrow. I looked at it this way. You were either in my way or out of it. Be sad, be mad, be frustrated, scream, cry, sulk. When you wake up, you will think it was just a nightmare, only to realize it's all too real. You will be angry and wish for the day back, the game back, that play back. But reality gives nothing back, and nor should you. When I have the chance to guard Michael Jordan, I want to guard him. I want him. It's the ultimate challenge. A lot of people say they want to be great, but they're not willing to make the sacrifices necessary to achieve greatness. I've shot too much from the time I was 8 years old. But too much is a matter of perspective. Some people thought Mozart had too many notes in his compositions. Let me put it this way. I entertain people who say I shoot too much. I find it very interesting. Going back to Mozart, he responded to critics by saying, there were neither too many notes or too few. There were as many as necessary. It's hard for me to grasp the concept of somebody being nervous when I'm talking to them. I never looked at basketball as work. I didn't realize it was work until my first year in the NBA. When I came around, I was surrounded by other professionals, and I thought basketball was going to be everything to them. And it wasn't. And I was like, this is different. I thought everybody was so obsessive about the game like me. It was like, no? Oh, that's hard work? I get it now. From the beginning, I wanted to be the best. I had a constant craving, a yearning to improve and be the best. I had to organize things, so I created the Black Mamba. So Kobe has to deal with these issues, all the personal challenges. The Black Mamba steps on the court and does what he does. I'm destroying everybody that steps on the court. My parents are my backbone. Still are. They're the only group that will support you if you score 0 or you score 40. I never needed any external forces to motivate me. Pain doesn't tell you when you ought to stop. Pain is the little voice in your head that tries to hold you back, because it knows if you continue, you will change. You guys know how I am. I don't forget anything. I saw you come in, and I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you. Leadership is lonely. I'm not going to be afraid of confrontation to get us to where we need to go. The important thing is that your teammates have to know you're pulling for them and you really want them to be successful. I'm extremely willful to win, and I respond to challenges. It's not a challenge to me to win the scoring title, because I know I can. I started off as a kid who didn't care what my education was. Creative director is a catch-all phrase for giving ideas. To me, it obviously means more than that. It's like being a counselor. I believe in the romantic interchange between intellectuals about fashion. I look at culture, and I see what the kids around me are wearing, and I see a particular style. I understand the space between fashion and streetwear. I don't do the vintage thing so much, just because it's not me. There are some vintage designers I'll buy things from, but mostly not. I don't know where my parents got my name. I'm sure they saw it in a movie. Maybe. I think my original ambition was to be an artist. Graphic tees are vibes, and I think they're the basis of a lot of wardrobes. But that makes it challenging to distill what your brand means within a t-shirt. DJing is my only peace of mind. When the phone is off, I play my favorite songs really loud for myself. And I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not managing anything. It's just like a time when I can listen to music. The fashion consumer likes a high-low mix. I want to be a brand that represents that. DJing is like a great, tasteful art form. I always joke that at any given time, I'm supposed to be at 2 other places. For me, I analyze the modern girl, the girl that I'm friends with, and they're empowered. They pay their own bills, they have their own style. They wear clothes. The clothes don't wear them. Collaboration is not a punchline. I only collaborate with the best in each category. As a young designer in tune with culture, I'm interested in the lifeline of trends. I just want to start a brand that inspires and is geared towards youth. When creativity melds together with global issues, I believe you can bring the world together. I pride myself in collaborating and being a creative director. And creative direction isn't putting my opinion first. It's supporting an artist so they get the most out of the project. To me, graphic t-shirts are the most important and most expressive format for a designer or a person. Your taste in graphic tees says a lot about your point of view. I'm mostly into buying art from friends. I like to keep it vague. just whatever I find intriguing. I think the reason why Off-White exists is to modernize fashion. Ironic things are interesting. For me, there's a subtlety in focusing on the right shape of t-shirt and pants. I recognize that it's boring, but the idea is to catch people off guard and reward them in some valuable way. Murakami's ability to deconstruct and his aesthetic and conceptual freedom have been totally inspiring for me. I like to look at fashion and relate it to the time when it was happening. Growing up, at high school, we all used to wear Champion garments, which, in America, are standard issue gym uniforms. I don't have to choose between high fashion or streetwear. My brand reminds me that it doesn't have to fit in a box. It can just be in a gray area. People, when they say streetwear, they miss the central component, which is that it's real people. It's clothes that are worn on the street. You know, to be able to do something great in your life, you're going to have to realize your failures. You're going to have to embrace them and figure out how to overcome it. They do what they do for money. That's all. I don't even know why you're listening to me. I've done commercials for both Coke and Pepsi. Truth is, I can't even taste the difference. But Pepsi paid me last. So there it is. I'm happier in the way a guy gets happier when he starts to mature. It doesn't make things easier, but I'm so much better at handling them. I felt, in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because when you're a guy who generates money, people have a vested interest in controlling you. There's something about doing stand-up that's cathartic. I was 23. When you're 23, your concern is not for the greater good of humanity. I didn't feel like I was unleashing an evil on society or anything. At the time, that's what I was into, and I did a movie about it. I enjoy my own thoughts sometimes. Comedians, by and large, are some of the most sensitive people on earth, even if they're socially callous. You can't get unfamous. You can get infamous, but you can't get unfamous. There's not too many people that don't think I'm crazy for walking away from so much money. I'm at a restaurant with my wife. It's a nice restaurant. We're eating dinner. I look across the room. I say, "You see this guy over here across the room? He has 100 million. And we're eating the same entree. So, okay, fine. I don't have 50 million or whatever it was. But say I have 10 million in the bank. The difference in lifestyle is minuscule. Every Black American is bilingual. All of them. We speak street vernacular and we speak job interview. My father told me, Name your price in the beginning. If it ever gets more expensive than the price you name, get out of there. Something about New York, man. You can do more comedy there probably than you can anywhere in the world. If you're interested in being funny, New York is the place to go. I started when I was 14. I figured out that's what I wanted to do when I was 14. Even when I was 6, I can remember people telling me, "You're gonna be a comedian," and all this stuff. Constantly take inventory of what's important to you. If I can make a teacher's salary doing comedy, I think that's better than being a teacher. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. I felt I was deliberately being encouraged, and I was overwhelmed. Everyone who wants to make it in comedy goes to LA. So a million comedians fight for time on 3 stages. If you get in there in New York, you're working 8 times a night sometimes. Who's going to be funny? The guy who works once a week, or the guy working 8 times a night? Money is the fuel for choices. Money gives me choices. So it's not nothing. It's something. But it's not the end all, be all. There are other things in my life that I did not purchase with money that are very valuable. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy. It's dismissive. One of the things that happens when people make the leap from a certain amount of money to tens of millions of dollars is that the people around you dramatically change. If you don't have the right people around you and you're moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you can lose yourself.